Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm hoping that my washing machine, which is about 6 feet to my right here, isn't too loud. We'll see. I wanted to talk about going slabnostic, and I know this is a topic that has been covered by others before, but with the recent PSA challenges with backyard breaks, let's call it, I already announced I'm not going to be submitting to PSA anymore. I'm not giving them any more of my money. But also, I've been thinking, like, why do I focus my collection around PSA slabs? I like them, I do. And I always think, as much as I don't think about the value of my cards after I've purchased them, I do want them to go up in value, obviously. But I'm going to hold these cards. If everything goes right, I'm going to hold them for decades, 20 plus years at least. It's just part of my collection. I don't plan to sell until I'm very, very old or after I pass, if everything goes well. If I need money, then obviously I would need to do that. All right, just want to make sure I didn't have any upside down slabs. The sideways, the horizontal ones always trick me. So why do I mostly buy PSA? Why not SGC? Why not CGC? CGC have a big discount built into the price because people don't want CGC slabs. So why? We know that they're a reliable grader. We believe strongly that they are. So why don't I buy more CGC slabs? Why don't I buy a Beckett slab? I've talked about buying Beckett slabs when they're cheap, but why not do that more? I'm just going to be putting them on my wall, in my collection, on my shelves. So why wouldn't I want to have more of those? And I've talked about my top 100 list is if I buy the minimum value card of all 100 of those, it's going to cost $90,000. What if I could get them over time? Of course, it's going to take me decades. What if I could get them for $70,000 because I bought some for discounts? And it feels very possible. Now, I am starting to submit to CGC. I'm going to be submitting a handful of cards to CGC just to see how it goes. How long is the turnaround time? I'm not selling anything, but they do everything that I want. They do cards. They do autographed cards. They do magazines. I don't think they do autographed magazines yet, but maybe they do. And I could submit to Beckett for autographed magazines, which I have done in the past because PSA didn't do autographed magazines. And I know PSA is grading magazines starting in July, but I don't know that they're going to be grading or authenticating autographs on magazines. So I think, while I still prefer PSA, so the uniformity of having mostly PSA slabs, I think you'll see me buying, if I can get a 1956 Jackie Robinson in an SGC 1.5 for $350, and the 1.5 in a PSA goes for $450, why would I want the PSA one? It used to be that I wanted all PSA because I was doing the PSA registry. Now the washing machine's getting really loud. Because I was doing the PSA registry, but I'm not really doing the PSA registry anymore. I'm kind of following the registry and trying to collect all the cards within that registry set. But I don't care about actually competing in the registry. So why not look at the registry and say, okay, I need these 15 cards, and then just going out and buying them. I'm doing that already with raw cards. So why not with graded cards too? I want to know where you stand on this. Are you buying graded? And if you are buying graded, are you using the penny sleever? Use my code JWH2025 for 10% off your first order with the penny sleever. Slide your graded cards right into those slab bags. If you're not grading cards, use them for their penny sleeves, for their top loaders, for their semi-rigids, for their one-touches. The best. JWH2025 for 10% off on thepennysleever.com. Let me know in comments though, do you care? Do you prefer PSA? Do you prefer SGC? I just watched Talkin' Ball Cards did a CGC reveal. Actually, I haven't finished the video yet, but he did a CGC reveal, which is great. I am thrilled to see other YouTubers doing CGC reveals. if they get bigger in sports cards, I think that can only be good news. They're already big with TCG, but could they get bigger with sports cards? I hope so. By the way, before I forget, I still don't have a response. I don't have an email from Daniel, who won this. And if you want this card, you better email me, or I'm going to have to pick somebody else. All right. So, I like CGC slabs a lot. I like their label a lot. I don't like Beckett's with autographs. They're just very off-putting. They're off-centered, and they're no. But I like CGCs a lot with both autographs and cards. I really like the gold grade. If you get a 10 pristine or whatever their number is. But I'm just disillusioned by PSA, the company. And I don't know. And I know that SGC is under the same umbrella. They have the same ownership. Would I still send money to SGC? Probably. I don't know. These are the things I grapple with as I think about where do I want to spend my money? Do I want to spend my money since I need it to be a reliable grader? So it has to be one of those big four. Has Tag established themselves yet? Oh boy, here come the Tag bots. I don't like their labels. They don't even have labels. You need to have a dark colored background to be able to read the lettering, which seems so strange to me. Like if you have a white background, you can't read the lettering. You can't read the label. So for me, it is PSA, CGC, SGC, and Beckett in no specific order, of course. And I'll buy any of those 4 slabs. I would buy a Tag if you're buying it at slightly more than raw cost. But I think they have so many big time buyers out there. And then Ziegler, of course. I know people didn't want to hear about Ziegler last week for some reason. I got a bunch of comments saying, I don't care about Ziegler. You should, though. You should care about them because they were trying to infiltrate the hobby and take people's money with no evidence that they are actually a company or they have any expertise or anything whatsoever. And that's dangerous, and we should be more skeptical about it. I'm open to new companies, but if you are a new company and you don't release anything about your graders or your system or how you're going to take orders, and you don't even have slabs yet or label design, we shouldn't be just sending them our money because we don't want PSA anymore. So Ziegler will not be one of them. There is a bunch more drama with Ziegler this week. Yes, I will be covering it next week, but it probably won't be the highlight of the Sunday Clearing the Bases video. So, I'll be going to the National in a month. It'll be 5 weeks from tomorrow that I'm at the National. Will I buy a bunch of PSA slabs? Probably. But you might see some SGC. I'm less sure about Beckett. I could definitely see myself buying some CGC slabs. Because if you change your way of thinking to think, wow, this slab is worth $400 right now, if I'm not going to sell it for 20 years, what do I care what the slab is worth right now? The card is authentic, and I know what condition it's in based on PSA standards. So I should be able to change the way I think to say, this is a good price, and it's less than what PSA charges, for what it would go for in a PSA slab. So I should take it. And I know that it's authentic, and I know that the standards, or I should say, I know a minute ago I said based on PSA standards, but let's say CGC standards. I know what their standards are too. It feels like I should be able to make my brain think that way. And it's just a matter of rewiring our brains a little bit. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope to be back again on Friday with an Attic Find Friday, but man, have I been busy. I appreciate you guys. See you soon.